Hey everyone, I know that it's been a little while since you've heard from me and I thought I'd give you an update, but it's not going to be a happy one, so let's just get that out of the way first, I guess. Mercy, who's been a big part of this channel, is no longer with us. She's passed over the Rainbow Bridge to the other side. She died a couple days ago of kidney failure. She was only 6 years old. So I don't know why her kidneys failed so soon, but I don't think it was an acute poisoning like antifreeze or something, because in retrospect, she was sick for about a month, acutely sick, which is, when she was diagnosed with the kidney failure. But I think before that she was showing signs of distress, just because for a long time she was not wanting to eat the same foods anymore. She would only eat like good human foods like chicken and stuff instead of her kibble anymore. And she was eating strange things off the ground sometimes, like leaves and stuff. So maybe she was trying to sop up some poisons or something. So that was all like I think it was probably developing over the course of a long time, because dogs don't really show signs until their kidneys are 2/3 gone. I tried to treat her, of course, with all my alternative remedies and energy medicine, but it wasn't enough to turn it around. Maybe it wasn't meant to be turned around either, I don't know. Sometimes things are not, I don't think they're so alterable all the time. So yeah, it's sad. It's very empty here now. Very amazing how much space a dog can hold in the household. It's just totally different now. Like, what am I doing? It's just like, it's like my life doesn't even make sense now. So she's buried in my garden now. I wanted to show you this piece of junk mail that I got a few days before she died that I just originally threw in the trash. It's like I got all this mail from my neighbors was accidentally delivered to my house, which never happens. I threw it in the trash, and then I went and got it back out, because I was like, oh, you know what this is? This is like a portrait. This is like an energetic portrait of me and Mercy. Totally. It totally is us. I don't know if you see it. It says, "A forever friend will always believe." And on the side it says, "Loving radiance. Life is enchanting with a pair of colorful companions." I don't know what you're supposed to believe in. A forever friend will always believe in what? I do think that it's possible that Mercy will come back to live with me in the body of another dog or animal, but I don't want a dog right away. I'm not planning on getting a dog right away at all, because there's been a lot of times in the last year or so where having a dog has just been really hard on me, and I've wished to not have a pet anymore because of my own illness. Has been hard taking care of another thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy not doing that for a while, but maybe it's not as enjoyable as I thought it would be because of the lack of companionship and kind of it's nice to have a dog to make you want to go exercise, to have to go outside. It's like a burden and good for you at the same time. The other thing that kind of has the same energy as this is the day before she died, I had this dream that I woke up with a song in my head, and I always get these songs in my head in dreams that are just like super weird selections out of nowhere, just like out of the ethers. My mind pulls this appropriate song that I haven't thought about in many years out, and the song that it picked for her was me in the dream singing to her, and I was singing the Christmas song but replacing the words with word star with dog. So it's like, dog of wonder, dog of light, dog of royal beauty bright. Guide us to your perfect light. And so that was funny and appropriate because she was such a dog of wonder and light, and everybody knew it. Everybody always commented on her big heart, and so beautiful. Couldn't walk anywhere without anybody commenting on her ever. Even when she was last days of her life, she was still always getting stopped on the street. What kind of dog is that? That's an amazing dog. So I understand if you want to stop watching my channel without a dog in it. But you know, that's not why I haven't been filming, because that was only a month-long thing and I haven't posted. I posted some old videos, but I didn't post any new ones for a couple months. I have a lot of footage that I have to edit, but this summer we went on a road trip to Colorado for a month, and that was kind of a way of me testing out if I would like to live a life on the road. So you know, I've been talking about moving or something like that for a long time, getting out of here, getting out of this sort of rut, and now is even more of an appropriate time to do that, and an opportune time to do that without a dog, and an easier time, because I was thinking about van life or something like that, and it'd just be so much easier without having to you know, park your car and keep a dog cool in it and feel bad about leaving your dog in this little space while you do stuff. And yeah, I could also do a lot of other things, like move to a city and move into a little studio high-rise, or move to a different country. So it opens up a lot of new options without a dog. Well, any options. Like, there's no option really right now that is not available to me. I could do anything because I don't have any obligations. I do not own my home. I do not have any relationships, family, children, job that's tying me down. So I could go anywhere and do anything, which I know is a situation that a lot of people would be jealous of, but none of that makes up for poor health and depression, which is, you know, why a lot of these celebrities who have the money to do anything are dead of suicide. But I'm definitely feeling the itch, or not really an itch, but I'm definitely feeling lonely right now. Maybe the itch will come a little bit later. I'm feeling lonely right now. Definitely swiping Tinder a lot more than normal because of the emptiness of the dog situation. And so going to Colorado, my point with that was, I do have some footage of it, but point was that that was a test to see if I wanted to do like a life on the road. And the test did not turn me off, even living in my little Ford Escape SUV. I could have stayed out there a lot longer than a month, could have stayed out there indefinitely. So something a little bit bigger, a van with electricity and more temperature regulation would be even better for that. But I'm not sure. Not sure if I want to do that or move to just another house somewhere, and not sure where I would go yet. Even moving into Sedona proper would be better than living here on the outskirts for me right now. Just somewhere closer to activities, somewhere closer to grocery stores. That's my dream, is to live close to a grocery store, like a Whole Foods. I have a lot of problems. Anything that can make my life, healthy life, easier is ideal, because as many of you know, living healthily in an unhealthy world is not easy. So you're surrounded by all this temptations, all this food that's made of chemicals, and the ideal is to have have health food that's easy to eat and tasty and all that same stuff as the rest of the food. Thus, living next to a health food store is a big life goal of mine, or even living in a city where I can get food delivered from the health food store, because I can get food delivered from the regular grocery store here, but not the health food store, nor any restaurant deliveries, which if I go to a city, I'll have access to all those apps and stuff where I can get anything delivered and get house cleaners and massage therapists and whatever instantly by app. That would make everything easier, because not just has it been hard in the last year with a dog, but it's been hard all around. It's just like grown to be sort of obviously too much for me to take care of this 3-bedroom house and yard and garden by myself. So I'm definitely looking for something smaller and simpler, and you know, technically I could move somebody in here who wanted to help take care of things, but I think at this point it's more realistic for me to go somewhere else where I can just be closer to activities and social stuff, so I can have a more full-rounded social life. I went back to Memphis this summer for just a week, and that was fun because that was a different kind of experiment than going to Colorado. That was an experiment in like what it's like to be social and around people again, and go out and go out to shows and go exercise with people and stuff, and that was all good. I liked that as well. I don't know if it was good for me, because then if I start going out, then I start wanting to drink and eat bad food, and I don't know about that part. It'd be better if it was a place that it was a bit of a lighter vibe, but I guess that's the only place that I know people and that I like decently. I don't know any other place. It's always hard to find somewhere new to just go, to give up on, to go with nothing, to just go, like when you break up with somebody and there's a space where you might have to have nothing for a while. That's always hard, dealing with the nothing and the not knowing where you're like, I want something better than this, but in order to get the better than this, I have to be willing for a while to have nothing. And you always are tempted to go back to the thing that is not totally perfect, but at least it's something. And that's one way that I feel about Memphis. As far as my health, it's pretty bad right now. I'm pretty depressed. It's not just the dog thing. It's been like that for a couple of months. I have this extra tension in my neck and shoulders and extra pain that feels like kind of an inflammatory thing, and I'm tired, and the dog thing is just extra stress on top of that. And I'm taking a webinar this weekend and this coming week to see if there's technique for me to do to help, but I don't know if it's going to help, so I'm not really going to go into that until I see what's happening, see any results. I haven't been doing anything specific in terms of supplements or doctors or that kind of thing, because take an all-around approach. I guess it's all related to me, my health and my overall life flow and happiness, and I see all of that as related, because it's like, to get healthy, to heal, I believe that you have to have an openness to healing and an openness to light. And so to follow anything at all that makes you happier or more open or improves your vibration, so to speak, I think is a good step in the right direction and can bring more steps in that direction. So it might be a bit of a winding path where you don't do something obvious to heal yourself. Like the most obvious thing is find the right doctor. But sometimes, what if finding the right doctor means moving to a place that you enjoy, or quitting a job that you don't enjoy, or quitting a relationship that is stressing you out, and that all is part of this steps along the path to betterment that is gonna lead you to the right doctor, or to not needing the right doctor, because it turns out that something about whatever that was the thing that was holding you back, or, you know. That's what I've got to say now. I'm definitely open if you've got any suggestions about things that I might do now that I'm a totally free agent. I can, you know, take any kind of job or volunteer position, or just living situations that would not be realistic before. And I'll be trying to put up some of the massive loads of backed up footage I have. It's always hard when I'm in school because I procrastinate on doing that, and then I feel guilty, like, well, I can't do the videos because I have to do my schoolwork, and then I end up doing neither one because I don't want to do this schoolwork, and it's just a big mess. Right now I'm taking a class in statistical analysis for experiments for my psychology PhD. I'll have to pick an experiment to do before I do my dissertation. To do a dissertation, I have to pick an area of research, and the research will be an experiment of some kind, or it could be like a qualitative interview thing, but I picked quantitative for now. So actually setting something up, and I don't know what to focus on, because being somebody who has a lot of people's passions are something that's really helped them in life, and like as a healer, at least that's how it tends to work. Like they might see somebody heal through doing something, or heal themselves through something like EFT or juicing or bee pollen, and to me, and so to them that's a miracle for them, and then they get really passionate about it and become sort of an advocate of that, and that's their sort of religion that they want to spread to the world, is the healing power of this thing. And I don't have that thing because I'm not healed, and really I haven't found anything that's even remotely interesting. So I have to scrap that and just go with what is interesting as a human being, not as a healer, just randomly what sounds cool. Well, right now I'm studying music because that sounds cool, sort of. Sound healing and music, and I think that's a good well-rounded interest that can apply to theoretically apply to many types of healing. Like the principles and the theories behind sound healing can apply to many types of healing through the conceptualizations of energy and waves, and how things interact and resonate and entrain. And so I think it's worthwhile to study as a general actual model of whole healing in general, is how sound healing with sound works, because of the sort of physical, very, very grounded principles of it that you can actually look at. So I might change my mind, but that's what I'm studying right now, that I have to make up a hypothetical experiment on. So let's say I take one kind of sound healing, like tuning fork therapy, and one kind of tuning fork therapy, because there's multiple kinds. So say I take biofield tuning therapy as one, kind, and might take somebody who practices that and take some subjects and have them do it, and then measure something about the subjects, like what does it change? Does it change their well, you can do a psychometric test. So does it change their mood? Does it change their depression, anxiety, PTSD? Or you can do, you can do a more objective test, like does it change their HRV or their brain waves or something like that. So that's the kind of thing that I have to devise an experiment for and do to finish a dissertation and a PhD and get my stupid degree that I've been working on forever.